Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing Dunkirk. It's a movie where some Allied soldiers are surrounded by Germans in World War II, and they gotta get out. It's an action-packed movie of heroes escaping Nazis and stuff. Other than that, I know nothing about it. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. That means something to some people. I don't know. Let's see it. So, if I were to sum up this movie into one sentence, it would be a never-ending barrage of absolute misery. That's the movie. Oh, like there's no light moments, not really. Towards the end there's some sort of hopeful-ish message of like, I don't even know, like we gotta do what we gotta do to help. Something like that. But even that is always like tipped with just everything sucks and always will suck. I don't see the appeal. In fact, if I'm being totally honest, I kinda hate this movie. Really, when the entire movie from beginning to end is just dreary, emotionless, like very basic characters just marching off to their imminent demise, I don't find that entertaining. I don't find that interesting. I don't find that thought-provoking. I find it extremely boring. That's the main thing about it, is I was so fucking bored. And normally I'm okay with absolute misery if it's done right. One of my favorite movies is Platoon. That's a huge ball of misery right there. Although in that movie had like strong characters that you could kind of relate to, and you could get kind of a message of how like even like people with like good intentions in the wrong, who end up in the wrong spot can do like horrible things to other human beings, you know. You get something out of that. That movie's misery had a purpose. Full Metal Jacket, same thing. That movie's also pretty fucking miserable. But that movie's packed with great themes of like how our culture can like breed people for murder and stuff, and how there's a lot to that movie. It's a Kubrick film. You can get so much out of that movie, so much. But this, to me, it's as if Christopher Nolan was trying to make a movie like that something thought-provoking, but ended up making the second half of that Mel Gibson movie from last year. What was it called? It was Hacksaw Ridge. The second half of Hacksaw Ridge, but without the really well choreographed battle scenes. Like, instead just replaced with like dreary, monotone shots and the same repetitive music over and over for 2 hours. Gee. I want to rush off and see that. Sounds inspiring. There's... Honestly, I've been trying. I saw the movie like 2 hours ago, and ever since then I've just been trying to think, like, there's gotta be something redeeming to this. There's gotta be. Why was the movie made? And I just can't figure it out. Honestly. What are they trying to say? Give up? Well, clearly not. The message at the end had some semblance of hope. But what the fuck are you making the movie for? God. And I don't mean to say there's like no characters. It's not Rogue One, you know. There are like people with some characteristics, and I suppose like a few minor storylines. The whole thing is like 3 separate mini storylines that are interwoven and like time displaced in different ways. It's hard to describe, but yeah, I suppose you could kind of connect to some of the people in there, but you never get to know them. You never get to really understand them. I'd almost say it's like watching a documentary, but even those normally explain like something about the people. It's so bland. And the funny thing is, even though the 3 separate storylines are kind of arranged in a strange way, the movie's still predictable as fuck. Like 10 minutes in advance, I could guess exactly what's going to happen. Exactly. And that's ridiculous. This is supposed to be like real life war story. Can't there be something out of the woods there? Something crazy? In fact, sometimes they kind of, because of the way the timelines are ordered here, they kind of spoil the ending for you. Like, there was one where there's these people in the boat, that's one of their storylines, and this other guy who's flying a plane around, that's another storyline. And, like, one of his friends gets shot down and lands in the water, and, you know, we see the guy in the water, and we see the ship heading towards him, so it's not too hard to believe that he gets rescued in time, because his plane doesn't submerge in the water. The plane crashed in the water, and it doesn't submerge before they get to him. But then, like, 2 scenes later, we see that sequence of events from the boat's point of view, and they try to build tension around it somehow. Like, will they really get to him in time? Oh my god, he's drowning in there. How will they save him? I was like, what? Why are you doing? This is so stupid. We know exactly what's going to happen. You already showed us. Like, if you were paying attention, you'd know literally exactly what's going to happen. And I'm not talking like if you're paying attention and you have good analytical skills. No, I mean, they literally showed you what's going to happen. From a different angle, but they showed you. Why am I watching the movie? Yeah, so, bottom line, I didn't like it. I don't know anybody else's reaction to the movie. I haven't seen any reviews for it yet. This is just my plain reaction. I think it's boring and a waste of your time. I might be on the extreme minority here. I mean, it is Christopher Nolan, but, and I don't hate the guy. I don't hate Christopher Nolan. I found Inception to be delightful. Okay. The Dark Knight series was cool. I don't think I've seen many other of his films. I'm not a big Christopher Nolan nut, but, like, never hated the guy. I hate this movie. There's no other word for it. I hate it. I never want to see it again. I don't think it has much redeeming value. That kind of defines hate for me. And, yeah. I do not recommend it. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dire Situation.